Hello and welcome everyone. This is your astrology forecast for new moon in Leo, and this one is happening on the 4th of August, and it's happening one day prior to the beginning of Mercury retrograde cycle. And Mercury will be retrograde between the 5th and 28th of August. It will first start its retrograde cycle in the sign of Virgo, in its own sign, and it will retrograde back into Leo on the 14th of August. So this new moon in Leo, this whole theme, will be active for the next 4 weeks, and it will be very strong because this Mercury retrograde will come back into Leo. So we will come back to something that is initiated now. We will have a second chance to do something again, to initiate it again, to fix it, to redo something, to re-evaluate, reassess, reconsider, rethink, reconcile. We will have second chances to do some things with Mercury retrograde when it comes back into Leo. So this new moon, it's bringing new beginnings. Of course, it's new moon. It's about something new and fresh. It's about renewals and refreshments and regeneration and rejuvenation, and it's in Leo. And this is, I think, the first lunation since I don't know when that we don't have some hard aspects with the moon, and it should be pleasurable for many of us. It should be some celebratory energy, but of course it's much more complex than that, and the heat is growing. The heat is very strong when we have the sun in Leo and new moon in Leo and Leo season. And no matter where you are in the world, even if it's winter where you are, the heat is coming inside, the heat of the heart, the heat in the solar plexus, the heat of the heart chakra. And the heat can also be the anger, the rage. The heat can be enlightening, the heat can be purifying and purging. So we will see which kind of heat we're going to enter into. And I'm recording this video inside. I'm not doing it in nature this time because many of you said that the noise was too much to hear the video because of the bugs in the woods, and I'm very sorry for that. I don't know, but I didn't have any problem listening to it, my friends either, but I do know that some people are very sensitive to sounds, and it's disturbing, yeah, and it's very hot, and everything is melting outside, so I'm doing it inside now, and I hope you won't have any disturbances listening to this. But I noticed someone commented on the previous video something. It was, I'm sure it was misunderstood, because I was talking in previous video about not feeling sorry for others when others feel when others are going through something hard, that we shouldn't go into their sadness, into their vibration, but we should stay strong and help and support in that way. And somebody said that we should always help and support others no matter what, that we should always be compassionate towards others, that false fake optimism is not the answer. Of course, there was no talk about fake optimism. On the contrary, completely misunderstood. Of course, this is only one comment, but I go through all of them, and when I notice something that is completely twisted, I have to mention it. So if somebody else misunderstood it, I just had to go over it again, and just to explain, you know, that misery loves company. Misery loves company. So when someone is miserable, when someone feels miserable, it's not that this person wants you to feel miserable, but it's the energy field, it's the frequency that wants those who are strong around to pull them down and to put them in the misery frequency also. And when we talk about compassion, compassion is not feeling sorry for someone or for yourself. Compassion comes from love. We feel sorry for others because we don't know how to react when someone is going through something heavy. We don't know how to be there. We don't know how to truly be there. The easiest is to become miserable. The easiest is to be sad just as this person is. That's the easiest way how to deal with this. And we don't know how to be strong next to someone who is weak. So we have to learn to be strong next to those who are weak, to seek strong souls when we feel low and weak, and not to seek company in this sadness, weakness, and miserability. So I hope this just made it clear for all of you who maybe misunderstood what I was talking about when I said that we shouldn't put ourselves down if someone is feeling down, but we should be strong next to those who are down, because this is the only way we can help them. And of course we have to, to help and support. I wasn't saying to just leave them and, be strong and let this person, just be miserable. I hope that you understand this. And I also just want to mention something, that to refuse the dark side of one's nature is to store up or accumulate the darkness. This is later expressed as depression, psychosomatic illness, or unconsciously inspired accidents. So we are dealing with the accumulation of whole society that has worshipped its light side and refused the dark. So we are all worshipping our light side and refusing the dark, and this appears as, wars, economic chaos, strikes, racial intolerance, and all those things. And this new moon in Leo will put the new light onto these things, new light onto these shadow sides of us, onto the collective shadow, onto the accumulation of darkness and the refusal of the dark side of us. So, we have to have the courage to own our own shadow. The tendency to see one's shadow out there in one's neighbor or in another race or culture is the most dangerous aspect of the modern psyche. And there is need to express this. There is need to express how we feel. Leo is self-expression. It's self-expressive energy. It's very creative energy. So I have to express how I feel. I have to express the child within me. I have to express my creativity. I have to express my anger. I have to express whatever I feel. I have to express it. And there is this need to express. And it might be uncomfortable, but we are asked to be authentic. Authenticity, again, Leo. And of course this is also romantic energy, and we are expressing our hearts. We are expressing what is in our hearts and celebrating our humanity. This is the message of this new moon in Leo, to celebrate our humanity. And something needs to change to bring sense of being alive. What makes me feel alive? What I really love doing? How I really express my authenticity. And if we look deeply, we will find the heart of gold. This new moon is really delivering us a heart of gold in many different ways for each of us. And we may feel the pressure to do something great, something big. That phrase, do something great before it's too late. And we may feel this pressure to do something, to achieve, to hurry up, to be someone, to be praised, to be loved, to be recognized, to get applause. But these are inferiority complexes and grandeur complexes. And they are just two different extremes of the same trauma, of the same issue of not feeling approved, not feeling loved, feeling the lack of self-trust, of self-love, of self-assertiveness, and believing that we are greater than others, that we are here with the special mission and others are not, only me. Or seeing ourselves like we are more significant than others, seeing ourselves as miserable, not worthy, unimportant, unable to achieve anything, unworthy of love, unworthy. So these are the same issues, and this new moon in Leo will shine this new light, new perception, new way of seeing at these things, new way of looking at these things. And this is a time to set new intention for what we want to manifest, new seed of creativity. We have to restore our immune system. This new moon in Leo gives us an opportunity to restore our immune system. Leo is the heart, and love and passion, joy, warmth, vibrancy, human qualities. So we have to work on these things to renew our love, our passion, our joy, our warmth, to renew and refresh these things, to renew and refresh our creativity, to see what makes us feel creative, what inspires us. And this new moon is making a supportive sextile with Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. Mars and Jupiter are in Gemini, and they will make an exact conjunction on the 14th of August, on the same day when Mercury retrogrades back into Leo. And Mars and Jupiter in Gemini, things can go into extremes. Jupiter expands everything it touches, and it can expand the energy of Mars, and Mars can be, impulsive, reactive, volatile, violent, aggressive, and we can experience the expansion of these things, and we can go into extremes. We can be overreactive, over impulsive, we can make snap decisions, we can just do things for the sake of doing them. And it's in Gemini, so words and communication can go over the top. It can be extreme words, extreme use of words, extreme and violent conversations. So let's be just aware of this. But this is sextile, so this is something positive with this new moon. So we have an opportunity to do something good with our thoughts, with information, with news and messages, with the way we express with the way we use our words, with the way we communicate with each other. This can be information overload. And Jupiter and Mars in Gemini, this can be expansion of our perception. So it can go in this very good direction. We can receive great information that will serve us in the future, or we can receive abundance of opportunities and possibilities to improve our way of thinking, to improve our communication and conversations, to improve our relationships with each other, and to improve our self-talk, the way we talk with ourselves. Because this is new moon in Leo in sextile with Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. So Leo is, centered a lot. It's self-centered. The sun is in Leo. The sun is the ruler of Leo. So it's the expression of who I am, and it's the pure, authentic expression. And in this sextile with Mars and Jupiter, we can truly express ourselves authentically through words and communication. And we can establish new mental pattern that will serve us, that is abundant, that is meaningful, that gives us greater sense of meaning, that brings us wisdom. All Jupiterian themes. And we have to know that our future is not set. We are creating it in every moment. We are recreating our world, our life, every moment. And this new moon in Leo is about recreation as well. And realizing that everything and everyone is connected. We are all wired. It's a huge network, and it's definitely connected with everything else. It's inner net. It's heart energy. It's the heart. It's the web of the heart. The web of the heart. And we are going to feel it pulsating. We are going to feel the pulsation of this heart network, of this web of the heart on the larger scale. and it may be too much for someone, too much of something. Jupiter, Mars, Jupiter can expand and take things to extreme, and we can exaggerate, and it can be too much of something. It can be too much of good things as well. Too much of good can also be bad. For example, too much partying or too much laughing. You know, we have to know the measure to balance things. This heart web, the pulsation of the network of the heart will be very strong, and we will feel it. We will feel the collective heart and the collective shadow at the same time. So it's a challenging one, but it's very uplifting new moon. It's very expansive, and it's giving us new insight of life, new insight of what you're doing here, of what am I here for, of what is so authentic about me, and the authenticity of others. You know, it's time for us to respect who we are, to value ourselves and our authenticity, to recreate ourselves all the time, and to know that everyone we meet, everyone we see is also authentic, no matter what. Because when we focus on, you know, being either better or worse than others, we are always in the losing game. We can never gain anything in that kind of perspective, from that kind of perspective. It's impossible. And this new moon brings us power, brings us strength, brings us conviction, that we are shining our light brightly. We are asked to shine our light brightly, and to have that strong sense of self, this creative expression and self-confidence. You know, Sun is strongest in Leo, and this is bright energy. It's lighting up our sense of self, and it's lighting up what makes us feel powerful too. What awakens that sense that makes you feel like this is me? What makes us feel like this is me? We are going to see this, we are going to receive some new feeling about ourselves, new feeling, new thoughts. And you know, it's about coming back to what is true for you, what is inspiring, what lights you up. And we have to develop more confidence in order to go through all these steps. And this fixed energy is strong. You know, Leo is fixed energy, and something is being stabilized now. We are stabilizing ourselves. We are stabilizing our expression of who we are. And you know, we may be able to say, now this is what I understand about myself. This is what I know about myself. This is what I feel about myself. This is not about others. This is about me, bringing me back to my sense of self. This is about solar plexus. You know, this is that core feeling of who am I, core feeling of knowing the sense of self. And it's about feeling it, actually, feeling the self, not actually knowing. We can never explain who we are. We can never, you know, say it in words, but we can feel it. And this strong sense of self is the best medicine and remedy for everything in life. It's the personal will and power when it's not misused, of course. And this Leo focus is calling us all back into ourselves. And we are going to feel this call, to hear it. This new moon shows us what we want. What do you want? What do I want? We're going to see it. This new moon will shine light there. And we are going to see how we have invested in ourselves. What was our best self-investment lately? How you have invested in yourself? Do we have answers? Did we invest in ourselves, and how did we do it? There is bigger picture energy revealed now. Bigger picture. Jupiter is in the game. We have to see the bigger picture. We are broadening our horizons. We are stretching our perception now. And it's showing us more about our friendships, our relationships, people we interact with, you know, and who we are individually. We can go into extremes with this sextile. Of course, we can exaggerate, as I said, but we need self-awareness. This new moon in Leo gives us self-awareness Leo energy is what is right for me and what is best for me, without compromises, no compromises, what is right for me. And we are recognizing something that something within us already knows. So it will be a familiar but new feeling at the same time. It's, something we already know, something we've already seen, and now it's right in our face. And we are feeling it. It's on a personal level. It's very personal. Leo is very personal sign. And the sun is very personal also. So it's about self-recognition, self-acknowledgement. It's time to see it. No more playing games about, about us, about feeling what we need to change, what needs to transform, what needs to stay, what needs to go. What is my personal observation of myself and life. Something feels big and significant. Leo is the grandeur, glamour, luxury. Something feels luxurious and big and significant. And I always say, when I mention luxury and glamour, let's focus on our inner glamour, inner luxury. Let's first bring ourselves into that state of feeling inner glamour. And if we've been too much in our heads, it's going to be felt in our bodies now. There's a lot of movement, and we are going to feel this movement. It's very active, very strong, very fiery, very passionate, and we are out there. This energy is calling us out there, calling us to hang out, calling us to celebrate things, to attend social events, to attend parties, gatherings, all kinds of things. And it may be too much, of course, so we have to have some balance. Of course, go out, have fun, enjoy, but also have time for developing this inner luxury. We need it. Without this, we cannot have any external luxury. Of course, we can, but it's temporary, very temporary. It's fading very quickly, and it gets boring very quickly. So we are revealing parts of self-identities that we have never met before. New moon in Leo, parts of identities that we've never met before. And we can become our own leaders. Let's become our own leaders. Let's not allow others to lead us. We have to lead ourselves. This is Leo, the leadership, the sun, the leader, shining brightly. And, seeing what's correct for me, revealing more of who we are. And this is the energy of action. It's time for action. It's time for inspiration and also spiritual growth. It's a go for it energy. And we can put ideas into action, and we can do something about it. We have Mars in sextile with this new moon and Jupiter, so we can definitely put some action and energy into things that we want to initiate, things that we want to start, things that we want to see manifested. This is when we are ready. And there is a lot of movement, as I said. There is no standing still. So we have to move, and really feeling ready for what's next. This is the energy of the heart, and this energy of the heart will, of course, demand letting go and forgiving ourselves. This is very high level of the process of this energy. It's an opportunity for rebirth. There's a lot of burning. These are hot energies. It's the heat. And, let the old things burn. This is time for healing ourselves and healing in togetherness, healing our heart. And when we are healing our heart, we are affecting this heart web, this network of the heart that is pulsating and breathing all together. And we are healing together as we heal ourselves. And everything is always divinely timed, and the new moon in Leo is a reminder of this. Those who cannot process their light, who cannot stand their light, will feel burned in many ways. Burning from the inside, burning, we may feel burning scars, or we may feel purged, purified, enlightened. There are many different ways to experience this fire of Leo. We may either go through the fire and feel burned, but we are again going to be transformed and rebirthed, enlightened by this fire, keeping this flame. But we may feel like our heart is breaking and cracks are open, so we have to be more compassionate. And this comes, as I said, compassion comes from love, not from feeling sorry or being self-victimized or going into that self-pity mode. It's going away from the energy of competition and survival. This is when we can truly feel the compassion. And we may struggle against something, having a need to be more, to have more, to do more, and we are separating from this need now. This new moon in Leo will show us these needs, if there are any in us, and we will be able to observe them and to distance ourselves from those needs that are not truly authentic, our needs. And we are facing maybe a heartbreak, and coming through it makes us grow and open our hearts. I talked about opening our heart in some previous video, and this is again the theme. Leo, the heart, and facing heartbreak and feeling like heart is breaking and cracking, and we may feel vulnerable because we are losing control, and we have to create new world. The portals are open now, and this is the energy of love and heart. It's high frequency, it's very high frequency, and it's burning energy. And we are asked not to compare ourselves with anyone else. Don't compare others with others, ourselves with others, others with ourselves. To compare is to compete. We can only do it with ourselves. And even that, we should let it go completely. Competing and comparing, this makes us lose the connection with the heart. And we are going to see if we are able to give and receive without expectations, without the feeling that we owe something to someone who gave us something or who did something for us, without feeling that others owe us something, that we have given them something or done something for them. Are we capable of that kind of giving and receiving? Are we capable to love in this way, to exchange in this way without expecting anything in return? Can we receive things without feeling that we owe something? Can we give without feeling that others owe us something? This is generosity, and we have this energy of generosity very strongly activated now because we have Jupiter with Mars. Jupiter is generosity, and Leo is also generosity. Sun is generous. Sun is very generous. Sun is always shining its light, never expecting anything in return. The sun, the rays of the sun reach everyone, no matter who they are, what they do, what they did, no matter what. We all receive the rays of the sun. So in the same way, we are asked to be more like the sun, but also to be able to receive. And it's a time to remember to be gentle with ourselves. This is opening of the greater spiritual energies. We are asked to catch the wave. We are not alone, we are never alone, and we can catch this wave and feel the pulsation of this heart network. This is deep understanding of what is this all about, what nature needs from us, what I need from myself, what do I need from life, and what life needs from me, and what kind of relationship exists between me and myself and life. This is a time to remember to be proud of who we are, not in an arrogant way, but in a gentle and loving way. What are we proud of when it comes to who we are? This is expansion of self-awareness, expansion of the third eye. It's expansion of visions. And we see things with our psychic abilities and intuitive powers now. This is, receiving new image, receiving new visualizations, new different timelines, different trajectories, different paths beyond what is in front of us. This is the unlocking of the pineal glands, the deeper connection with our neurological system, with the heart network, and processing through our brain. It's this kind of growth. something is awakening and opening up, and we are suddenly seeing things in a new light, with new eyes. And we are asked how much healing work we've been doing, and have we been releasing, have we been forgiving? Did you do any work? Did you do any healing work lately? Have you been releasing? Have you been forgiving? Ask yourselves these questions. These downloads need to be integrated, and it can be too much. The side effects are headaches, feeling tired, needing more food or not eating at all, needing more water. We need additional support to our physical bodies now. We need to keep our frequency high. We need to keep ourselves healthy and wealthy in every way. We need that inner luxury. We need that inner glamour and strength. This is, broadening perception of ourselves and the expansion of heart chakra, and it's activated at a deep level. We have to remove resistance and remove lack of willingness, remove lack of giving. If there has been something that you haven't allowed to come out of you, something you've blocked, now it's birthing time for that. And those blocks are melting. This fire is melting those blocks for sure. And if we've held ourselves back from any kind of love, we will feel it now. These walls are crumbling down, they are falling apart. This is higher energy of love and true heart, authentic love. The rest falls apart. The rest is melting. And where we are not on the same frequency, it falls apart. If we are not on the same frequency, if our energies don't match, it's going to go through the separation process. It's a crushing energy, it's burning, it's collapsing. Something that is not on the same heart frequency, it will be going through this process of either burning or purging. We're going to see what is it for us. And what is no longer in your heart. Ask yourself, what is no longer in your heart? Are you denying your own growth? These questions will give you some interesting answers. But it's not about getting answers, it's about the feeling you get when you ask yourself this question. What kind of feeling do you get? This is the activation of solar plexus, of creative will, of the sense of self, of confidence and power and desire to be who we truly are. And what that means to us. What does it mean to be who we truly are? It is different now than it was a couple of years ago, for sure, and we are going to go through this process of re-evaluating who we are now versus who we were back then. And this will be more active after the 14th of August, when Mercury retrogrades back into Leo. And we are revealing parts of ourselves that we have given away and that we have been giving away. Power that we have given away in the past, energy that we have given away through expectations, possibilities. Energies can be split. Now we can bring back this energy and power. We can gain back the power that we have been giving away. And this is something that has expired, that is no longer in our heart. So something that has expired, we are clearing out old energies that are connected to old belief systems. This is retractive energy, whiplash effect. Something can hurt, in this way. Retraction of our energy that we have given away, or situations from the past. Something retracts, but not in a whole way. And we will be dealing with this. There is some void, and here is the power in that void. Void is portal. We need compassion for ourselves and others, appreciation for what we've been through. And when we have appreciation for what we've been through, we can see this void as a powerful place, as a portal for us to go through it. This energy reminds us of who we are. This is a reminder of our soul's essence. And these cosmic energies are really very strong now. and we can, you know, only absorb so much. We cannot absorb it all. These are new frequencies now, big changes happening. These, you know, these energies are giving us new courage, new willpower, new confidence, and greater confidence and greater courage to move forward. You know, we will have greater courage to move forward with what we have to do for us. What do I have to do for me? And these are strong intuitive feelings, because the heart is in the game, and you know, the heart, the center. Lower frequencies are also in the play. Egoic walls, self-centeredness, something that hasn't been growing and moving, stuck energy, energetic battles, ego battles, pushing through barriers. You know, these are very strong ego battles. The Sun and Leo energy, very strong ego. And you know, if we believe that we don't deserve something and that we are not worth it, we will receive that kind of battle, of course. And when we believe in ourselves, when we know that we are here to live our best lives, this also shows us battle, this also gives us battle, but different one. And we could feel a split, moving in different direction. It's, you know, it may not be what we expected. These are unconscious expectations bringing us back to our core selves. Reminder that we always travel with our full power. And energies that are not a match will be obvious, as I said. And where we are in our heart and where we are too much in ego, this will also be revealed. You know, this puts accent on giving and sharing and offering what we are creating, sharing our creativity. And this is courage to be ourselves, desire to trust what inspires us. And we will see that not everyone is in the same place. This is the energy of acceptance, accepting that we are not all on the same we are not all in the same place on this journey. Some may be in front, some may be in back, some may be up, some may be lost, but we should all accept each other's journey, each other's place on this journey. It's not, you know, that I am better, faster, slower, worse than anyone else. We all have our authentic place on the journey. And you know, this is the acceptance of our own path. Separation is happening from those who are not in the same energy field, and this will be felt. They are in different place, and this doesn't mean that you are better or worse. This is just the different place, and we are separating now from them. We cannot, you know, wait so long. We have to move on, we have to move forward. And you know, less compatible energies will be very obvious. We have, you know, these windows of time where things match up, and then each person moves in their own direction. And you know, all energies, all relationships split in accordance to our authenticity. And you know, there are various ways in which we incorporate our authenticity. And you know, these are things we can't deny, we can't compromise, we cannot put off. And ego can come forward with fears, with desire for control, and we'll feel it. This ego battles, as I said, but heart energy, you know, nothing can survive the energy of the heart, the fire, the flame of the heart awareness. And ego battles just are very weak and powerless when heart is awakened. You know, new strengthening messages are coming to us during this time, and they are opening us up for a lot more. The expansion of the heart, you know, this is the expansion of the heart, and it's showing us our loops, our patterns, our beliefs, giving us permission to choose. And you know, these are big breakthroughs about what we no longer want to participate in. we can recognize something early on, and we recognize and we know that I don't want to do this again. I cannot participate in this. I have done a lot of healing and I understand more now and can't do this anymore because it's not aligned with my healing journey. It's not aligned with my soul growth. I don't participate in this anymore. What we've been through is very obvious now, and we know where we don't want to go again. And this will be very clear, very loud. Leo is very, very loud energy. And there, of course, we are going to reveal some new hidden parts in our hearts. Hidden parts of the hearts and hidden parts of ourselves that have been shut down. It wasn't safe back then to express them, but now it is. This new moon in Leo says now it is. Step out, express yourself, show that heart energy. It's new birth. Don't be afraid. You have green light to move forward with that. It could be very simple, very easy. It doesn't have to be dramatic, even though these are Leo energies. With Leo, things can be dramatic, of course, but it doesn't have to be. If it's not coming from that place of demonstration of the power, but from the place of heart. Truer love for the self is needed. Receiving universal love and feeling it in the core of our being. Trusting ourselves. It's very important when we are aware of self-trust, when we can say, I trust myself. Can you say, I trust myself? Practice saying, I trust myself. These are, we are breaking barriers that were preventing us from true love. And, this is about being fully seen and fully accepted. Cosmic rays are fully seeing us and accepting all that we are, all that we've been through. And it's challenging us to love ourselves no matter what, to accept fully everything. And ego resists growth. It can shake up our lives, but of course we need it. It's not about losing our ego. It's about putting it in the control of our conscious selves. What needs to crumble or fall, we're going to see. What is ready to change at core level of our being. This is strong deprogramming energy. This is part of universal evolution that we are ready for. New parts of ourselves are being revealed, new parts of our heart that haven't been touched. And the more that we awaken in our hearts, the more we put love and energy into others. Of course, it's easy. Again, we are asking ourselves how far we've come with our own healing and transmutation. It might not happen for everyone, of course, for those who resist or are too afraid of change. But there is this feeling for everyone of being rejuvenated and refreshed. And we may feel like, we are sinking with this energy. We may feel like a balloon that's being deflated, and this is the energy of release. What is released, what is ready to go? Energy is leaving us. We may feel lack of energy, actually, some of us. And if you feel low, and if you feel the energy is leaving you, notice that is affirming of the change that you are going through, and change your perception of seeing it. See it as something powerful. Allow that energy to leave. Allow it to be released so that you can renew yourself. It doesn't matter if you feel low, accept it. Observe it, accept it as your part of journey, and do everything that you can to improve your sense of self, to feel that inner glamour and inner luxury. And be aware that there is change happening. You can say it's not me, it's energy going through me and showing me my transformation. A lot of energy is released and it's making more room. We can perceive it in this way. Don't take things personally and don't think that there is something wrong with you. We have to be focused on our own growth, support ourselves, focus on advancement. And this new moon is asking us to set intentions, to plant new seeds, to have the idea of what we want to see manifested, to be focused on new chapters, to indicate, something that needs to be left behind as well. We are bringing something new into our lives, making big decisions perhaps, making dreams come true. And this is Leo, ruled by the sun. Leo is about shining, and indulgence can become a problem too, especially with Jupiter in the game. We can become too self-indulgent, and we should know this when it happens, when we feel that we have tendency to go into extreme indulgent. This is time to step back and work on that inner luxury again. We may have a need to be, as I said before, to be seen, to be praised, we want gifts, we want to be flattered, we want adventures, we want that others give us beautiful compliments, but let's first do this with ourselves. Let's give ourselves compliments, let's praise ourselves, let's be proud of ourselves. We are activating light within us to give birth to something. What makes us come alive? This is me. This makes me feel alive. I make me feel alive. Everything else is just a bonus. What makes you feel alive? It's you, of course. It's you. I make me feel alive. And this is authenticity. Let's gain our true personality back. Not getting lost in the crowd. The focus is on me. Saying something out loud. Coming back to ourselves. We are following our heart's desires, standing in our truth, owning who we are, owning our shadow, owning our darkness, owning our light, and being proud of how far we've come. Breaking away from comfort zone. We are heart-driven, heart-centered, and a bit egotistical too. But this is all normal now. And we can overthink things during this time. Of course, Jupiter in Gemini, overthinking, overload of information, but that's why we have this powerful energy of new moon in Leo and Mercury going retrograde, so we can slow down also, and we can take back our power. We may feel overly excited about something too, overly positive, overly enthusiastic, and this can also be too much. So let's just, lower, slower. Overly anxious as well, overly nervous, Mars and Jupiter. This can be, this can bring emotional disturbance, impulsive behavior, unpredictable behavior, unreliability, rebelliousness from others. But all these things are unlocking our true self-authenticity, our bravery, our courage, and it unlocks the new path. Options are open for new possibilities, and we must have endurance and persistence and not take things personally during this time. It's very important, not take things personally. We need to individuate, to be original, to be unique, to shine our individual light, and we need to go further. Not feeling guilty. This is very important also. I talked about this in previous videos. We need clear boundaries. We need to say no when we have to say no. We have to reconsider our goals. Use our time wisely. Know that we are guided. We have to calm down, settle down, let go of demands and restrictions. It's time to get small a little bit in all this, glamour, big luxury, praised. This is, humility. Leo gets humbled. We have Mercury in Virgo, Leo gets humbled. It's about really knowing that in all this grandeur thinking and feeling, we are also knowing that we are, how can I say this in English? I don't know, but I think you understand me. Even though we are experiencing something big, that we should be humble in it. always not take things personally. It's not me, it's energy going through me. And take your moment in the sun. It's very good to be in the sun, to speak with the sun, to watch the sunrise and sunset, to experience this energy, to receive the new information from the sun. The sun is also the big source of information, the big source of knowledge. And it's calling us to come down off the throne and do the work. And this is this new moon is actually like a little flame in the dark chamber, in the dark cave, because we had full moon in Capricorn on the last degree of the sign, and it was the second full moon in a row. It was in conjunction with Pluto, the lord of the underworld, and it was very tough, and Uranus was in the game, and it was maybe overwhelming, not only overwhelming, but it was very heavy for many people. And this new moon in Leo really gives that new ray of light, new life, new birth, new authenticity. And we may feel like we are walking with the candle light through inner chambers where we explore and experience ourselves in a way we haven't seen or felt yet. And we are walking through our inner corridors, discovering and rediscovering our uniqueness, our geniusness, our originality, but also we are discovering our weaknesses, our blind spots, our addictions, and our escapism tools. We are faced with our subconscious fears that block us from experiencing joy and pleasures of life. We are facing our guilty conscience and guilt patterns that prevent us from living a life that is worth living. This is a time to dare to be spontaneous, to dare to surrender, and to dare to care and share. We are re-evaluating who we are, and we are reviewing and reassessing our love, our values, our relationships. This August brings deep reprogramming potential, so that we can realize that all that is happening to us in our individual and collective lives is there to put us back on the track. Trust, forgiveness, and surrender are the keys for what we are looking for. And this month we may unlock some of our most ancient memories of who we truly are and what we are here for. And of course, this is not an easy task, but it can be very easy and simple if we decide to trust ourselves, to be authentic, to be our own leaders, and not to allow others to lead us. And with this, I would end this forecast, and I would just mention a couple of quotes that are very powerful for this new moon and something to contemplate on. And the first quote is from Viktor Frankl, and he says, "What is to give light must endure burning." So if we want to give light, we must accept that we are going to burn in some way, of course. So what is to give light must endure burning. The other two quotes are of course from Rumi. And the first one says, "You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens." I think I mentioned this before, but this one is really appropriate for this new moon in Leo. You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. And the second one from Rumi says, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." So let's not be afraid of those cracks and heartbreaks, because this is where the light enters us. This is where we receive the new light, and we go through the process of enlightenment over and over again. And let's remember that if we want to shine our light, of course some scars and burnings and wounds need to happen along the way. So let's accept them fully. Let's not resist the dark. Let's not resist the woundedness. Let's not resist any of that, but accept it all. Full acceptance is the key always for everything. I love you all, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.